By now, El Paso Mayor Oscar Leeser, County Judge Ricardo Samaniego getting ready right now to speak. Let's take a live listen.
The side with the county and the city, and we've been doing that, and we every week what we've been doing is we're giving the county. UMC gets a list from the city of El Paso, and they go through it. One of the things we found out, though, on a lot of these names on the list, that a lot of the people have gotten their vaccines, and they registered multiple times, or that so they have to go through it. And we have been getting the list consolidated, and it's working out perfect. UMC is actually still keeping some in the county, and the judge will talk about. They're doing a great job of, reaching the outskirts of our community and making sure that everybody gets the super centers and the super seniors. So we'll continue to do that, but it's really important. We were able to consolidate it. UMC does require different information than the city, being that they are a hospital, so it takes them a little bit longer as they get the names to go through the list. And as they're going through that list, this week we've given them 10,000 names of our list to go through it. And out of that, the 10,000, they'll probably be able to get about 3,000 names to be able to vaccinate. We have some great news, though. It's been incredible to see what the city of El Paso, and it's not just the city of El Paso. It's important that we see it's the county, and the county judge and I have worked together so hard to make sure that we have one voice, and it's been important. The population, as you see it, is 640,180, and that's 18 and over. And so we have first dose, and this is an incredible number. The first dose that's been administered is 41,288 vaccines have been administered, which is 41% of the people have received the first dose, and 25% roughly have been fully vaccinated. It's still way ahead of the state, and it's one of the leading cities in the nation. Our hospitalization rate for COVID today is at 8.5. Now, if you remember when we first had the press conference, and we talked about, and we asked our community, please wear your mask. It's not time to look back. It's not time to take your mask off. And this community has really responded. It's been incredible to see what the community has done. We were at 14.7, and it was going to be up to the judge here if we were going to be able to go down to 75% on that Saturday, and the judge was able to bring it down to 75%, and then now we're open at 100%, and so we're at 8.5, even though the state and the governor had said, you know what, don't wear your mask anymore. We came as together with one voice and said, please wear your mask. Please do not take your mask off. Please do proper social distancing and sanitize your hands. And you know what? Our community has really responded. It's incredible. If you look all around the nation, there's some spikes, and they're worried about a fourth spike in viruses. But El Paso is actually going in the right direction. On Sunday, we had, 68 positive cases? That's incredible. And so we are going in the right direction, even though that you see a lot of the cities in the country are going in the wrong direction, but it's a lot to do with the way we're working together and making sure that we've talked to the business owners, we've talked to the community and said, you know what, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's a saying people keep saying, but it's a true statement. We're at the corner today, but we haven't turned it yet. And so we continue to ask our citizens to please continue to wear your mask, please continue to social distance, and, follow CDC guidelines. And that's so important. I was at a Rockefeller Foundation roundtable that we had here last week, and we had a doctor from the CDC come up and say that as political and leaders of our community, our biggest issue will be that in 30 days from then, which was a week ago, that we would have more vaccine that you could really talk about. And those vaccines, our job would be to go out to the areas and find people that were really kind of borderline, whether they wanted to get the vaccine, they were thinking about getting the vaccine. So I called the city manager, I talked to the city manager and Chief D'Agostino and said, hey, as community leaders, our job will be to be prepared 30 days from now when we do get the vaccines to make sure that we go out in the community and start administering those shots and make sure we get them in the arms of the people. And so we're working on that. And I think today, as you see, that I know we announced that we had 12,000 vaccines for week 17. Well, we actually have a little extra. We have about 14,000 vaccines that have been allocated to the city of El Paso through some of the other providers, and we'll be giving them out all around the city. And you'll see that we are prepared to continue, and we're prepared to do double that if that happens. And I think you'll see that. I will let my good friend, the county judge, who's done an incredible job to be an incredible partner to do this. And these numbers are that I keep talking to you about is numbers that it's the city and the county, and he's doing an incredible job of, I know we saw last week that he had in Vidden, and the week before he had Montana Vista, and how he's been doing that and making sure that our community gets vaccinated. I'm very thankful to you, Judge, for the great job you and the county commissioners are doing. To see the numbers that we talk about today has a lot to do with the great job that you all are doing out there. So, Judge, thank you for the great job you're doing.
And Mayor, thank you for the partnership. And we stood here and we were concerned, very, very concerned about how prudent we needed to be as a community. So I really want to thank the media, first of all, because you're getting that information to people. There's times when we need that information. At Vinton, we were running a little short of people, more vaccines, believe it or not, and then we were able to get some more and move forward. So I want to thank you for every opportunity of allowing us to communicate with our great community. And like I said, and the mayor has said, my goodness, business is still at 75%, some of them, because they're concerned. Everybody wearing a mask, kudos. I mean, this is an amazing community. We're concerned as to how we're going to do that. One of the reasons that it's important is there's some communities that are having to fight spikes at the same time of having vaccines, and that draws your personnel, draws your volunteers into these areas of the COVID. And now, right now, as the numbers are going down, we can shift our energy and focus more on the vaccine. We too very glad that we've said and we were told that the better we do, the more we're going to get. And we were concerned that would be truthful, but that's what the case has been. We have one of the highest allotments by population here in all of Texas. And so that's exciting that we get more because we could do more. And we hardly waste. We're about 99%. What we get, we use. We don't go into inventory. Very proud to say that over the age of 65, we're actually at 76%. That's an amazing number because that's your vulnerable population. Those are ones of people that were vulnerable, died, went in ventilators, severe situations. So very thankful for that. And one of the things we're very proud about is this grassroots approach. And I just want to let the community know that it's over and above, and that takes away the pressure from the hubs and the other individuals that are registered, because we've already done, I believe we're at about 2,400 that we've done, 4,200 just on the grassroots approach. Next week, this Friday, we'll actually go back. We've done J&J, but Tornillo, we actually did the Pfizer, and so we're going back to do 800. So if you look at it, if you take away the 800, it's 3,600, which is equivalent to about 7,200, because JJ is only one dose, and so that allows us to be able to double up. People extremely happy, very encouraged about not having to come back, and we reach some individuals that are extremely vulnerable, not mobile, but we get them back in there, and we'll continue to work as the mayor's working on the bigger hubs, and with UMC, we're also working on the grassroots. And as the mayor said, it's very hard to believe, right, that one day we'll have more vaccines and we'll have a demand for it. And so we're looking forward to that. One of the approaches that we've taken, we had some concerns, and that is without an appointment. And so we will continue through the rural not to have appointments. And that has been extremely helpful, because at the point when we no longer have that many people, it's going to be great not to have appointments so people could just step up and we could get everybody to be able to do that. Once again, worried a little bit about what happened over the Easter holidays. We've never been that successful. We have spikes during the holidays. We're looking, hopefully that's not going to happen, that we have a spike because of Easter. We had a minor spike, and thank you for that for the community on spring break. It wasn't what most people expected in another community. So once again, I thank the mayor, the partnership. I hope that we are the trusting voice so that we could get people vaccinated with no concerns and do the best we can for our community. So thank you.
And I do want to, I gave you a number of hospitalizations. The COVID hospitalization, which was 8.5, the new number that just came out is 7.47, which is, if you look at our dashboard, which is, we had a press conference introduced, that dashboard has so much information, all the information. Also, the public can look at it and make sure that they stay informed. Our community is doing so well that we're going to be administering vaccines at the East Side Regional Park, and it's not only George Perry's side, but it's also the convention center. And we've had this weekend, as you saw, we had the staff from the zoo go out and register people, the people from the museum. We're getting prepared. If you look at last week between the county and the city, we had 10,500 vaccines. And us alone, the city alone, we're going to have 14,000 vaccines this week. So that's really important. We've more than doubled the vaccines we're getting, and I think that's things to come. So we're prepared. We'll be ready to administer the vaccines as we're looking for herd immunity. Herd immunity is 75% of the community that's vaccinated, and based on what we're talking about, we already have 41% of the community will have its first vaccine. Already has its first vaccine. 25% have the second vaccine. So, as the doctor said during the Rockefeller interview, that in the next 30 days we'll have enough vaccines that we will go out and look and make sure that we find people that weren't sure if they wanted the vaccine or not, or really couldn't get time to get off of work. We'll go out there and locate them to make sure that we administer those vaccines. So I thank you all, and any questions?
If you are just joining us, we've been watching Mayor Oscar Leeser of El Paso and County Judge Ricardo Samaniego give an update on how El Paso is responding to curb the new infections of COVID-19. Now, Mayor Leeser there noted that the city and county have been able to consolidate their registration lists. They both celebrated vaccine rollout as well as declining hospitalization rates in our region.